So now you know your health is in your hands, your own hands. The minute you think you are cured, you just have to think seriously, believe in it. Not just say, I will think because BMX has asked me to think. No. You must believe in it that if I went to Shirdi, I will be cured. You must believe in it. And then what happens is, supposing I single out one of you and say, tomorrow you're going to die, you will never sleep because you're jealous of others living. This is the problem with us. Happiness is in yourself and you can destroy the happiness. So all this means health is simply enthusiasm to work and enthusiasm to compassion, which has nothing to do with physical illness. For the simple reason, if you think for a minute, that Steve Hawkins, who has a disease which, according to my textbooks bullshit, he should be dead in 2 years after diagnosis, called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. 42 years. This man is working as a professor of physics in Cambridge. Of course, he has got a lot of devices to help him. That's a different story. But he must have that enthusiasm, see? Enthusiasm to work. What a beautiful word. En in Latin means inside. Theos means God. God sits inside and provokes you. Enthusiasm. Om Bhurbuha Swaha, you say. Tat Saviturvarenyam. Ultimately what it is? Prachodayat. God provoke me to do. That's a prayer. That's the same prayer, enthusiasm. No difference. And a fascinating word. So that is the health. And not that health of absence of this, that disease. British Medical Journal's editor wrote an editorial about health definition of alma ata. He said, I seriously think about this definition. It can be attained only under two circumstances. A, after death. When you know disease at all. You're dead. Second is at the height of human orgasm, which doesn't even last for a fraction of a second, beyond which this health cannot be attained. So why that definition? Because you want to fatten the purse of the industry. That's all. So everything is for the industry. So now you know your health is in your hands, your own hands. I'll give an example. A lot of people get relief if they went to Shirdi or if they went to Lourdes. You know, a lot of people go to Lourdes. I'm talking of the West with the water. A lot of them get benefit. Do you know how it happens? Quantum healing. The minute you think you are cured, you just have to think seriously, believe in it. Not just say, I will think because BMX has asked me to think. No. You must believe in it that if I went to Shirdi, I will be cured. You must believe in it. And then what happens is, the quantum healing starts. What is in quantum physics? Your body is not your body. Your body is energy. Energy is matter, matter is energy, which is called a-duality in quantum physics. The man who found out, Hans Peter Dürr, who was till recently my co-editor in our journal, fascinating old man. He was 89, so enthusiastic. He doesn't carry a cell phone because he believes nuclear energy is very bad. He's a nuclear scientist. And he goes all over the world and his wife doesn't know where he is. So she'll occasionally call me, do you know where Peter? I have lost him. 2 months he is not there. He said he is going to China and now they say he is with you. Where is he? She doesn't know. Such a nice girl, I tell you, his wife. So this fellow, ultimately when he died, he had cancer. 15 years he had cancer. He never took any treatment. And he was going about it. Don't care at all. And he will sleep at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock and get up at 4 o'clock and again work. And such a fascinating man. He wrote in his paper for you. Write down. Matter is not made out of matter. It's a very good paper for lay people to read. You will understand quantum physics if you read this paper. Matter is not made out of matter. His name is Hans, H-A-N-S, Peter, P-E-T-E-R, Dürr, D-U-R-R. I quote what he wrote. I am a nuclear physicist. My job is to look at matter at a subtlest level. I have trained for my PhD with Edward Teller, the father of the hydrogen bomb. And when I found out he was doing hydrogen bomb, I left him and came back to Germany and joined Einstein and others in the Max Planck Institute. Ever since that time, that was in 1955, I have been a nuclear scientist looking at matter. And one fine day, I see there is no matter at all. Was I worried? No, I was expecting it, he says. And I call this as a-duality, no duality between matter and energy. But who am I in front of the Indian sages of yore who called it as Advaita? What a beautiful thing. Who is saying that? Hans Peter Dure, who can't even speak English fluently, but can really speak Sanskrit. And he quotes, in the speeches he quotes the Bhagavad Gita from the Upanishad to Bhagavad Gita, Bahirantascha Bhutanam. It is inside and outside of everything. Charam acharamevacha. It's moving. Your energy is moving, but you look solid. It's Maya. Shankara's Maya, he calls it. He calls it as Wirklichkeit. Wirklichkeit in German means Maya. Nataka. Drama. You know drama? The whole world is a drama. Now you all exist here. Do you really exist here? I don't know. If I close my eyes, you don't exist here. It is my perception that you exist here. So you are virtually maybe here, maybe not be here, potentially here, but you exist when I see you. If I close my eyes, you don't exist. The whole world is like that. So it's a Maya. Bahirantascha bhutanam charam acharamevacha sukshmavateta vijnayam. What a beautiful thought. It is so subtle that no vijnana in future also can see it. In 2017, people have not seen an electron. So many people got Nobel Prize describing an electron without seeing it. But they tell you in the physics class in BSc, if you have not seen God, God doesn't exist. Right? But you have not seen electron, electron exists because he believes in it. That's all the difference. See, so many people. One fellow, J.J. Thomson in 1907, who was a Cavendish Institute director, said electrons are particles. Nobel Prize. 30 years later, his own son, George Thomson, said they are waves. Again, Nobel Prize. So everybody got Nobel Prize. Ultimately, the one boy who really did it was Werner Heisenberg. He said, uncertainty principle. You don't know what it is. You can't know where it is. What is where is what. And this boy says, I understood it after understanding Indian philosophy. Werner Heisenberg says, I understood my quantum physics. One of the top quantum physicists, Nobel laureate quantum physicist says, I understood quantum physics only after understanding Indian philosophy. Can you believe that? You and I don't, because we don't believe in Indian philosophy. We don't think India exists. We think only the British gave it to us. And because even after independence for over 70 years, we had RNIs as our leaders. RNI, resident non-Indians. You don't know them. You know NRIs. No, but we have most RNIs here, resident non-Indians. They are not Indians. They live here with their mind in America or England or Europe. And we had those RNIs as our chief. So they condemned India for everything. Even today there are people who condemn India. They say, what is this rubbish? But these people say, Werner Heisenberg says, I understood quantum physics. Of course, Fritjof Capra has written a book for all of you, The Tao of Physics, where he says, I understood quantum physics when I was sleeping in the sands of Konark on the beach. When this hot sand, the vibration was going up, then I knew the dance of Shiva, that's the dance of the electrons. But Werner Heisenberg saying is something fantastic. And who is saying that? Again, Max Planck. Max Planck says Indian philosophy is quantum physics. Whole quantum worldview is Indian. You can comprehend much more than what you can grasp. What is science, Western science, do you know? Fishnet hypothesis. Have you heard of fishnet hypothesis? Who has heard of fishnet? Who are BSc students here? MSc students here? Fishnet hypothesis. Sir Arthur Stanley Eddington, a Nobel laureate physicist in England. You know, madam? You know? You said you raised your hand. Dupatta? No. Ichthyologists means fish specialists, wanted to study fish. So went to the sea, caught fish, took their laboratories and used the vernier caliper, this, that, and all, measured the fish up and down below, produced evidence to say that all sea fish should be more than 2 inches in length. Why? Their net had that hole. So after 10 years, another group of ichthyologists went to the sea with a different net, with a smaller hole, that caught even half an inch fish. So they said all sea fish is half an inch. That's another hypothesis. This is called fish net hypothesis. So Western reductionist science is so reductionist, it doesn't know what's happening on the other side of the room. And that's called fish net hypothesis. It's a very important hypothesis in science. And Arthur Stanley Eddington is a big man. He got the Nobel Prize thanks to our friend, who is that? Einstein. He was Einstein's friend. Who was Einstein?